Beer here back at the Fantasy Bar Tuesday on tap. Big MLB slate. We got 6 of my favorite plays for you on FanDuel and DraftKings, including some of my favorite value and mid-range plays. A stack I don't think will be very owned, a starting pitcher. We get a nice price discount and likely ownership discount on. And a beast of the night has been on an absolute tear to open up the season. Who are we talking about? Belly up to the Fantasy Bar and find out. Welcome in, guys. Tuesday edition, Beers Daily Fantasy 6-pack. Good to be back once again here in the Fantasy Bar. 6 plays fresh off the tap for you on FanDuel and DraftKings. Thank you, as always, for stopping by and checking out the video. Before we get to today's plays, take a second, click that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and head over to scoresandodds.com/beer for all of your sports betting needs. All right, rough day yesterday. We did get 2 home runs, though, from Patrick Wisdom. So let's get it rolling here on a Tuesday. Let's start at the shortstop position with Carlos Correa of Minnesota. I like the spot for Minnesota here tonight, so we're always finding out where are the stacks. People are always asking. Minnesota, certainly one of those teams I'm not afraid to stack. People still looking at Chris Sale like an elite pitcher. Now, the strikeouts certainly going to be there for Chris Sale, but don't think he's the pitcher we've seen in the past. Don't be afraid to load up on these Minnesota Twins tonight. Likely low ownership here on a guy like Carlos Correa, even outside of a stack. Been a very slow start to the season. We know this guy, a much better hitter than what he has shown here early on. 257 ISO, Woba over 400 for him since the start of last season. So he'll get it going here sooner rather than later. Like we mentioned with Sale, been a tough start to the season. Woba well over 400 to righties, and an ISO way up there at 300, giving up a ton of power as well. Love the twin stack here tonight. Carlos Correa, solid option, especially over on FanDuel at sub 3,000. All right, let's go to the outfield here with Suzuki of the Cubs. Now, the Cubs have been very good to us here of late, so I want to go right back to the well. Another good matchup for him here with Waldichuk. Wisdom, another guy you can go back to the well on, been on a home run tear. But Suzuki, a guy I want to get in my lineups here as well. Solid numbers and been a little bit unlucky. We talk about BABIP sometime. Under 300, not great, and he still put up a WOBA at almost 360 and ISO over 200 over his last 125 at-bats against left-handed pitching. Waldichuk, a guy we can definitely pick on here, especially with these right-handed bats of the Cubs. WOBA over 400, ISO over 300. Solid power mix for us here as well. Suzuki, Wisdom, all these Cubs righties in play. Love the Cubs stack here tonight as well. All right, I promised you a starting pitcher at a discounted price from some of the higher-end guys. We're rolling with Logan Gilbert of Seattle. Now, Spencer Strider, obviously the highlight of this pitching crop here tonight. No issues if you can get there price-wise. If you can't, love going to Logan Gilbert here. 6 strikeouts or more in every single start this season. Couple 20-plus point DraftKings points games already in his 3 starts. And Milwaukee, offense been better than I think people expected to open the season, but we know there's a ton of strikeouts in this lineup here. 8 of the 9 projected starters, 20% or higher strikeout rate. Back 6 of those starters, we're talking 24% or higher strikeout rate against right-handed pitching here. Gilbert, one of the rising young stars at the pitching position in all of baseball. I think he has a big night tonight against the Milwaukee Brewers. All right, back to the bats and to the outfield with James Altman of the Dodgers. Now, red hot start for Altman. He was the story of the year early on. It's kind of quieted down a little bit. All that means the price has come down, the ownership has come down. So let's take advantage of that here. Very limited sample, obviously, but been very good in that sample. ISO over 300, WOBA over 400 against righties. McGill struggles big time with left-handed hitters. 371 WOBA allowed, a 210 ISO allowed since the start of last season here. I think Altman, only matter of time before he gets it going. I think we get a cheap home run tonight out of James Altman. All right, let's stay with the Dodgers. Get a little stack going with third baseman Max Muncy. So third was certainly a debate here to go back to Patrick Wisdom or get Max Muncy. How FanDuel, you can have both here. But Muncy really swinging a good bat here as well. 4 multi-hit games for him over the last 8. Second on the Dodgers with a 308 ISO against righties to start the season here. And very good against the fastball. McGill loves to throw that pitch to lefties over half the time. That is his primary pitch. Big time numbers here for Muncy. WOBA and ISO both approaching 500 against the fastball. So sees that pitch incredibly well. Swinging a good bat right now. And a great matchup here with McGill. All right, it's time to take a look at my favorite play for Tuesday night. Before we do that, let's continue our Beast of the Night contest. Very easy to play. Make sure you click that thumbs up button if you have not already. Just get in the comment section and guess fantasy points on FanDuel tonight for my highest scoring hitter of the 5 bats I'm going to give you. Just need fantasy points. The closest guess wins themselves a 3-week of RotoGrinders Premium. Chance to check everything out behind the scenes. And while you're down there, who's your top play? You're 10 in the bar here. You're sitting in the chair. Who is your top play on this slate? Sound off in that YouTube comment section. All right, let's wrap this baby up. My favorite play for Tuesday night. You know, Matt, the beast of the night. All right, beast time. We owe you one more hitter. Rarely are you going to see a catcher in this spot, but it's exactly where we're going tonight. We are rolling Adley Richmond of the Orioles, tonight's beast of the night. Now, obviously, one of the brightest young stars in all of baseball, living up to the hype here so far to open up the 2023 season. Been destroying right-handed pitching. ISO 268, a WOBA over 450 thus far against right-handers. And Jonas Gray, always a guy that we can pick on with left-handed bats, specifically left-handed power bats. Almost a 400 WOBA allowed, and that ISO all the way up at 315 dating back to the start of last season. Not been as bad this year to open up the season against lefties, but only a matter of time before I think he reverts back to those numbers here. Richmond been incredible here, knocks out our catcher spot on DraftKings, plenty of value to make it work, even on FanDuel. Not hesitating one bit to plug him in here tonight at that first base spot. Adley Richmond, easily my favorite play on the board, and tonight's beast of the night. All right, guys, that'll wrap us up here for our Tuesday six-pack. If you have any comments, questions, or feedback, hit me up in that comment section right below the video. Don't forget, fantasy points for my highest scoring hitter on FanDuel. First shot at some free RotoGrinders Premium, and I want to know, who is your beast of the night? Sound off in that YouTube comment section. For RotoGrinders.com, I am Beer saying salut, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Best of luck on the slate tonight. We'll take a couple days off. We'll be back on Friday. Thanks again for hanging out here in the Fantasy Bar. Go win some money. We'll see you on Friday.
Hey, thanks for checking out our videos. If you want more expert advice on DraftKings, FanDuel, or any other daily fantasy sports, make sure you check out the current videos playlist